Hey guys, welcome back to Comic Convos. We are back in the comic corner. I know I've done a couple videos that include us not in this corner, but we're back in the comic corner. I'm back reviewing some comics. I'm going to be doing that for a little while. Just had a little bit of fun with the video editor, but I appreciate you guys staying tuned. And now we're back. So we are going to talk about Wonder Woman 1984 today. I'll probably slap a better picture right here so that way it's not as blurry, but Wonder Woman 84 for you. And we're not reviewing the movie because the movie hasn't come out, even though, funnily enough, in the back of this comic, there is an ad for the release date being October 2nd, 2020. Just shows you how messed up this year has been. But we're going to review this comic. This comic was actually kind of interesting. There was two parts. I'm not entirely sure what the second part was, but we'll talk about part one. It had so much of just true Wonder Woman stuff in it. It had Diana going through and she's working in this museum. She's kind of like telling these kids about the Vikings, and they're like, "Oh, this Viking was really cool. He must have been like awesome." And she's like, "Actually, that was a she." It's very, powerful, very inspired woman powerful story. I don't know what the proper word is for it. I don't want to use feminism because I feel like that's not the right word. But it's just she's it's Wonder Woman. She's a very powerful hero, and she's definitely been more of the symbol for, I guess, feminism and stuff. And she's, I don't know, I like her. I like Wonder Woman. I like the way she works. I like the stories that she tells and kind of like the morals that she has. Reading this comic was definitely different than reading her Black Label series, though. I will definitely be doing a video on the whole Black Label series that DC has been doing. That's just a storyline of dark comics that they kind of stayed pretty dark. Like, oh man, like Batman at one point is walking around with Joker's severed head, so that's exciting. But so this Wonder Woman comic, she's talking to these kids about this Viking warrior, how she was just this warrior fighting for peace and justice, and then all of a sudden they're like in this other room where there's all these gems at. There's like really it's a museum. There's really expensive gems. So she goes through and shows all these kids, and then all of a sudden the lights go off and everything goes dark, and it's like Diana knows what's happened. She knows what's about to go down because she's been in this superhero business forever now, and this is 1984. She fought in World War One, so it kind of shows you what she's kind of dealt with. What happens is these guys are robbing the museum. They're trying to steal these diamonds, and they don't know that Wonder Woman works there. I'm sorry, but if I were robbing a diamond shop, I would definitely be checking and be like, I wonder if Wonder Woman works here. I wonder if it's a smart idea for us to try to steal this diamond while Wonder Woman is on the clock. Like, at least wait until she's off the clock. I mean, something like that. Do your research a little bit. That's just me, though. Like, if I'm robbing a place, I think the first thing to do is make sure that a superhero isn't on the payroll of that company. Just saying. That's just me. I could be wrong, but whatever. But anyways, so she goes on to take down these henchmen, and of course it's a museum, so when they go to they're shooting their guns and stuff, and it's echoing. She's having a really hard time locating where they are, and she finally finds them, and by the time she finds them, she finds out that these kids were taking up the hero role. They were saving people themselves. They were going off, and this one girl threw a shield at somebody, and kind of like Captain America style. But she threw a shield at this guy, knocks him out, and then this other robber takes this hostage and tries to run away. Eventually, the kids actually save the day. Wonder Woman doesn't really do much. Wonder Woman saves the kids from a couple of them, but they did the finishing blow. They actually saved the day, and one of the kids pocketed the diamond because they're just like some punk hood rat kids. They're just like they're kids I probably would have grown up with. They're at the end, the people like the curator and the people that own the museum are asking about the diamond, and the kid's like, "Oh yeah, here you go. I guess here's a diamond for you." But and then that kind of like concludes it. Wonder Woman's talking to the kids, telling them how good of a job they did, and how they should always be on the side of right and all that stuff. And then it goes forward to kind of flashes forward to a different art style. Oh, by the way, talking about art styles, completely forgot. This is a Rooster Teeth variant cover for Wonder Woman 84. I thought that was really cool. I think that was cool that Rooster Teeth kind of, hooked up with DC like that. But anyways, the second part of the story, for whatever reason, Wonder Woman's breaking into this place because some kids stole her lasso, and then she finds a group of kids working together and living together because their parents work for all these big companies and they're all janitors and stuff, and this kid is trying to get these other kids to steal information from like the dumpsters and stuff so he can use it for stockbroker information. And he's like, I need to know all of my competitors' secrets, and that's why we stole your lasso. And I'm it's like, okay, Steve Trevor was there and it still wasn't explained why he's back. It hasn't been explained yet. So I'm excited to see the movie. At this point it should have been explained because it was supposed to come out October 2nd, but we'll see what happens. But I don't know, that second part of the story, like, Wonder Woman got her lasso back, and she's like, hey, why don't you, instead of making all these kids do your work for you and being like this big old evil stockbroker, why don't you get your dad, help him get back and be healthy again, and you guys work together to do something instead of trying to do it all yourself. And I mean, it was kind of cool, but that was just, I thought it was interesting that they tried to squish two stories in a small comic. Because I mean, look at that, it's just a normal sized comic. But I thoroughly enjoyed this story. I thought it was really cool, kind of inspirational and stuff. I'm not entirely sure why they labeled it 1984 because I don't think that it had anything to really do with the movie that's supposed to be coming out. I mean, I could be wrong. Once the movie drops, I'll officially see and we'll figure that out from there. But I liked the comic. I thought it was pretty cool. It was very kid friendly. There wasn't much violence, or there wasn't really any violence. There wasn't any blood, gunshots. Nobody's dying. So, it's a kid friendly comic. I did enjoy it. I really liked the art on it. The art it just reminded me of a Saturday morning cartoon. So that was kind of cool to read. But other than that, I definitely recommend it if you guys definitely get down to your comic book store, your local comic shop, or just see this comic around. I definitely suggest you pick it up if you're a Wonder Woman fan because it's just a really cool little comic to read. I do believe they're going to make an actual series out of this. I don't think this was a one shot. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to be doing like at least a little mini series out of this one. So we'll figure that out. And if they do, then I'll definitely be reading more for you guys. But as of right now, I think that's all I really have to say about this. This is a short comic, so this is going to be a short video. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have been giving me, and I will see you next time.